It's 2 p.m. in New York, it's 7 p.m. in London, and live from Bloomberg's World Headquarters, I'm Caroline Hyde.
And I'm Scarlet Fu. This is Bloomberg Markets, the close.
Stocks in the red to start the week. The S&P 500
calendar that Caroline was just going through. I mean, there is a lot of stuff coming up this week. I feel like the market rally has stalled out. The 2019 rally has kind of stalled out, and everyone's pinning their hopes on finding out something this week.
The move is going to be harder, maybe slower, but it feels as though you think inherently we are going to go higher. But when we have those sorts of technical shows, as we were here seeing from Abigail, the fact that we fell slightly last week, how much do you look at those sorts of technical moves?
Yeah, you know,
what's driving crude oil these days? We don't get it. It seems to, it moves a lot, but the reasons. Time now for our top calls. A look at some of the big movers on the back of analyst recommendations. And first up, we've got Bank of America boosting Microsoft's price target to $150 a share. Now, the analyst is maintaining its buy rating, and it sees, or he sees, strong growth as the company transitions into digital. Next up, Amazon's price target cut to $2,100 from $2,400 at Credit Suisse. The analyst there reducing his revenue estimates for third-party seller commission rates ahead of earnings. At $2,100 again, the price target, the stock down 2.7%. Finally, Cowen cutting its price target on Nordstrom to $49 from $56, reiterating its market perform rating, the analyst citing weakening holiday sales. And those are some of your top calls. Caroline?
Scarlet, pipelines. What about the pipeline of any sort of consolidation that we're seeing in terms of banks? Because we are waiting for the Commerzbank one eventually. You've just been in Davos talking to all these business leaders. What are they saying about the moves for bank convergence, particularly over there in Europe?
Right,
and I'm Caroline Hyde. We are 90 minutes from the end of the trading day.
And we are looking at stocks that are lower today, albeit off their lowest of the session. So let's check in on how futures are trading with Abigail Doolittle for Charting Futures. The power of theater goes a long way. It can also be a bridge to recovery. The Stella Adler studio in New York is bringing theater classes to prison populations, the formerly incarcerated, as well as those in drug and alcohol rehab. In today's Bloomberg Equality, our ongoing conversation about the bottom line impact of diversity, I sat down with Susie Petchem. She's the director of outreach field programs at Stella Adler, and we talked about how acting has become a lifeline and a ladder for those struggling to rejoin society.
It's 3 p.m. in New York, 8 p.m. in London, and live from Bloomberg's World Headquarters, I'm Caroline.
And I'm Scarlet Fu. This is Bloomberg Markets, the close.
And stocks are in the red to start the week. The S&P
together owners and stakeholders from the 4 pro sports leagues in the U.S. To what extent are these different entities on the same page when it comes to mapping out their future, the future of sports, media, and entertainment? You led digital media and business development across, 22 Fox regional sports networks. So you have a sense of how media plays in all of this. Disney now owns many Fox assets, as you know, and is required to sell off these regional sports networks. It's been kind of tough, though, for them to dispose of them, to sell it.
Entities think about where these assets fit within their companies. So, however, the
bias to the downside because of losses in Asia, in Europe, and questions about Chinese growth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's been the big concern.
Does it for the closing bell, and for me, Ramin Bostic is stepping in next for What You Missed, where we'll be looking at those concerns about slowing demand in China. A deeper discussion on that. This is